Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Khalid Masood Kareem. In this weekly video tutorial, I will share technical aspects of top volume leaders of the Karachi Stock Exchange. The purpose of this video is only for showing technical aspects and techniques. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell. The Karachi Stock Exchange 100 Index closed at 40,569 level on November 13, 2020. The weekly closing is below the projected weekly pivot level of 40,816 level. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 41,928 and 38,570 respectively. Technically, the index is likely to remain sideways, as long it stays within the resistance and support zone. However, the projected weekly pivot level is above the previous week's pivot level and also above the monthly pivot level. The TRG has closed at 52.54 level on November 13, 2020. The closing is below the weekly pivot level of 54.36. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 58.40 and 48.61 respectively. Technically, the appearance of a doji candle at weekend with volume turnover 50% above the last week's engulfing candle's volume is a matter of concern for the bulls of this stock. The Unity Foods has closed at 22.53 level on November 13, 2020. The closing is below the weekly pivot level of 23.28. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 24.59 and 21.50 respectively. Technically, the stock may undergo a corrective move. The PRL closed at 18.45 level on November 13, 2020. The closing is below the weekly pivot level of 18.65. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 20.80 and 15.42 respectively. Technically, the stock is in consolidation mode. The ASC closed at 20.21 level on November 13, 2020. The closing is above the weekly pivot level of 19.97 level. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 21.90 and 16.66. Technically, the stock is in sideways movement. The Power Cement closed at 9.90 level on November 13, 2020. The closing is below the weekly pivot level of 10.38 level. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 11.26 and 8.85. Technically, the stock may undergo sideways movement. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.